Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fan Day UK. How's it going? So tonight we are here for a live match watch along for Newcastle, a visit to Arsenal. Big game, this, guys. Obviously, I'm sure you guys, I don't need to tell you that. Big title race decider, and we are back in January. And surprise, surprise, it's crazy. I'm sure it is for you guys. Maybe you've had the same thing I've had today. Reality check. Welcome to a new year, and the same problems as last year. So yeah, hopefully this will be a cracking game, guys. Like I say, two teams, title race. We did not expect these two teams to be in the title race, but there they are. And hopefully it's going to be a cracking game, and we should hopefully get some goals. So yeah, if you guys are just joining us, please do drop a like and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you guys. So as it is, guys, we're just a minute into the game, and we already have a free kick opportunity for Newcastle. So great attendance in the stadium. Can't see an empty seat around. And the fans are making plenty of noise. So it should be a good game, guys. Ball crossed into the box from the free kick, but it's cleared only midway up the field inside the Arsenal half. And the linesman has just flagged offside. So like I say, guys, should be a good one, this. Let's just drop in the chat. Dylan, how's it going, mate? PFC _ DY4. Dylan, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Back in January now, and reality kicks in again, doesn't it? The same crazy stuff we've just left behind in the previous year comes straight at you as soon as you get back into the new year. But yes, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Hopefully you're doing well, and yeah, looking forward to the second half of the season. And like I say, lots to talk about as far as the football's concerned. Obviously, a big game tonight, but lots to talk about from your point of view as well, Dylan, with the manager being sacked at Portsmouth. So who would you like to see get the job? That's the question, mate. Dylan saying, this will be a very interesting game. I'm going for a 2-3 last gasp Newcastle winner. Ooh, cool. That's a good shout, that, mate. That's a really good shout. It would, I suppose, it would be interesting for the neutral if Newcastle did get the win tonight, because it would obviously, it would close the gap a little bit on on Arsenal's lead at the top. So yeah, obviously, like I say, from the neutral point of view, I think it would be great to see a Newcastle win and let them close the gap and halt Arsenal's progress at the top. And obviously, if Arsenal win, they are going to increase their lead at the top and make it more difficult for teams chasing them to catch up. But yeah, that's a good shout, that, mate. I don't know. I'm tempted. I think it's going to be. I'll say a 2-2 draw. I will. I think these two teams are going to be so hungry to get something out of this that I do think it's going to end up a draw. And I'm not sure what score the draw would be, but I'll go for a 2-2 because both of these teams have been scoring regular this season. So hopefully we will see a few goals. If you're just joining us, guys, like I say, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. So at the moment, Arsenal in possession on this near side, looking to get across into the box, but they work their way into the box, and the goalkeeper saves the initial effort on goal, but it rebounds off the keeper's foot and out to the other side, and Arsenal pick it up again. And now Arsenal on the edge of the Newcastle box, just creeping inside. And a shot comes off, but it's blocked by Newcastle defenders. And now Newcastle regain possession. And now they look to move up the field on this near side. and a misplaced pass has ended up back with the Arsenal team just in front of the halfway line. And as you can hear, guys, I'm not sure if you're watching it, you can hear Arsenal's one and only song. They really don't have a lot of vocabulary, do the Arsenal fans, when it comes to singing songs and getting behind their team. You'd think a club with so much prestige and history would have a bit more than one song, wouldn't you? But there you go. Dylan is saying, yes, mate, the Pompey manager quit yesterday. We are linked with a lot of lot of National League and League Two managers, but two that stand out is Daniel Stendel from Germany and Lee Boyer. Oh, right, that's an interesting one, mate. Lee Boyer, he's an ex-football player, and didn't he used to play? But yeah, like I said, let's hope it's a good decision that gets made. Arsenal into the box and a shot on goal, but it hits the side netting. Good shot that from good effort at least from Exhibit with the space closing up there, and he still managed to get a shot off, but it's hit the side netting. But yeah, Dylan, like I say, I'm sure you're gonna over the next day or two. There's going to be a few managers linked with the Pompey job. But is there anything coming out of the club to give any indication that they've actually got somebody in mind? Because normally when we hear that clubs sack managers, they normally have somebody in mind as a replacement. We've seen it many times in the mainstream media, particularly in the Premier League, where we hear clubs speaking to certain managers to obviously basically get an agreement in place before they actually sack the manager. So yeah, I don't know if you've actually heard anything coming out of the club, Dylan, but let me know if you have, mate. So just Arsenal just in possession on that far side, and Newcastle have regained possession now. Just a bit of head tennis going on, so to speak, on that far side. So we'll just read Dylan's comments while we wait for. We've got a foul now, I think, as well. Yeah, a foul on a Newcastle player. So that's just inside the Newcastle half of the pitch. Dylan is saying, yes, mate, Lee Bowyer is an ex-professional, was promoted with Charlton, but almost got Birmingham relegated. Right, yeah, I did kind of know he was in management. I just haven't really took too much notice while he's been in management. So, like I say, I don't know. Obviously, I don't. Like I said, I don't know a lot about how he's got on as a manager up to now. But yeah, if you're telling me he got relegated with Birmingham, but the problem is you can't judge managers, can't you, too much on when they're young and new to the job, because what we have to remember, guys, is not only do they have to get to know the job and get to know what the job entails, the club that they're working for. Everything is brand new to them as a manager. Yes, they will have some familiarity of the manager's responsibility through being ex-players and seeing their managers when they were players and what their jobs entailed and the demands of it. But the thing that they don't learn, that they can only learn on the job, is the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, i.e., dealing with owners and boards and things like that. And I think as fans, we do overlook that sometimes. When new managers come into the job, they got to learn which clubs have got actually good people running the club, because as we know, when managers get jobs in particular at the top level, they get told all sorts of stuff off the club about backing them, giving them transfer kitties, that they're going to support them, that they've got the backing of the board, that kind of stuff, to give the manager, obviously, to get the potential manager to sign a contract. But in reality, when the managers do sign the contract, particularly when they're young, they can actually find out that they've been sold a lot of smoke and mirrors, and the people behind the scenes who actually run the club, the board, the people that own it, don't actually stick to their word, and sometimes sell that manager a dream job in principle, but when they actually get the job, the reality of it is that it's not actually a dream job, and there's a lot of underlying issues within the club, club politics, stuff like that, that a manager has to learn about, especially when they're young. Now, obviously, a more experienced manager would know all this, but young managers, I think fans do frustrate me sometimes that they don't take that into account, that young managers have got to get to know what goes on behind the scenes and understand. For example, a perfect example of that for me is Steven Gerrard. You look at his time at Rangers, it looked like he was working with good people behind the scenes. They were honest, they stuck to the promises they made him. But then when he gone to Aston Villa, I think he found a completely different setup there. And the pressure was completely different. They made him all sorts of promises, and as soon as he had a bit of a bad run of form, they wanted him out. So that's just one example of where boards and owners make all sorts of promises to managers, but don't necessarily back it up when the managers are actually in the job. And like I said, the reason I'm pointing this out is because young managers, that's a big reality check for them. So it doesn't just necessarily go off results, what a manager's having to deal with behind the scenes. And like I say, I think as fans, we do forget that sometimes. And we shouldn't with young managers. Maybe with older managers, yes. But with young managers, we should keep it a bit more in mind if we want them to actually be successful. Dylan is saying, no, mate, journalist reporting that it could be, it could take up to the end of the month. But ultimately, no time frame. Right, so obviously that would imply that the club have not lined up another manager. Then, so that's a bit unusual, really. Or maybe from the bits and bobs you've been telling me about the Portsmouth owner, maybe the owner's looking to cut costs, and that's why they've sacked him to maybe save themselves a month's wages for managers and a manager and obviously some of the training staff, because obviously I'm presuming that assistant manager's been given the job temporarily, which is normally what happens, but he might not be getting the manager's wage, and some of his backroom staff might leave with the manager, so it cuts the cost being paid out by the club for a short period until they replace the manager. So yeah, I don't know, like I said, a lot to take into it, isn't there, mate? But I'm just going off what you've told me from the stuff that's going on with your club, that you know, the stuff you've been telling me, how the owners don't seem to have the best intentions for the club. Dylan is saying also linked with the ex Crawley Town manager. Not sure what to say though, as he was only there for 3 games. Oh, that's a bit hard. That's what I mean. Opportunity here for Arsenal, but it's gone wide. And they managed to keep it on this near side as they look to build again just on the edge of the box. Sorry, guys, we'll come to the back to comments in a sec. Just see how this develops for Arsenal. And a cross comes in, and it's deflected away, and Arsenal now pushed back to the halfway line in possession. So yeah, like I say, mate, that seems a bit harsh, that, Dylan. Matthew Bishenden, how's it going, mate? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you, mate. Happy New Year. Not spoke to you since the turn of the new year, which obviously was only a couple of days ago. But best wishes to you and your family, mate, and hope you're doing well. Obviously, I've seen that results have been a little bit disappointing for your team just recently. But I know last time we spoke, you told me there was a bit of an injury crisis within the Cali team. I was just wondering, obviously, if that's still having an impact on you guys with your results. I know you did tell me, like I say, when I spoke to you last, you told me there was an absolutely hectic, crazy injury list. So hopefully some of them players are starting to come back for you guys. But yeah, like I said, I've been taking a little bit of notice of some of Inverness's results, and it's been a tough few weeks for you guys. So yeah, if you're still there, Matthew, let me know if you can. As some of them players come back from injury to relieve the pressure um, on the restriction of players available to the manager for Inverness. Yeah, it'd be great to hear from you, mate. But like I say, all the best, happy New Year, and great to see you. Um, Stephen Allen, hi guys and Dylan. How's it going, Stevie? Great to see you, mate. Thank you very much for getting involved in the chat. Obviously, Stevie doesn't have to get involved in the chat, but Stevie's our man that does the graft in the background, keeping the chat positive for us all to enjoy it, and for you guys to know that you're involved in a properly managed channel where we do not tolerate people that come in being aggressive or abusive, shall we say, putting it nicely. Trying to keep the chat positive for you guys to enjoy some real football debate. And that's the magic that Stevie does for us behind the scenes that we don't see. So thanks for that, Stevie. Big shout out to you, mate. PFC _ DY4. Hi, guys. Doing well. You two. Doing well. You too. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. As I said, great to have you involved, mate. And like I say, disappointing what's happened with your club, but with the manager. But like I say, let's hope it starts to improve results because you guys have had a pretty tough run. I think it's since October the results have been going a bit against you guys, haven't they? Corner for Newcastle has headed over the bar and goes out for a goal kick to Arsenal, and now Arsenal looking to get up the other end of the field, but some good defending from Newcastle sees the ball go out on this near side for a throw-in. Dylan is saying, no, mate, assistant manager quit as well. Oh, so who's going to take charge then while the players, if the manager and that says a lot, doesn't it, guys? If two managers, obviously it came out yesterday that he'd been sacked, but obviously Dylan has looked into it a bit further and found out that he's actually quit. But if both the manager and the assistant manager have quit, then that suggests that something is definitely not good at the club. PFC. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, mate. See how it develops. Joey's saying, "Hi, mate. How's it going, Joey? Great to have you with us, mate. Thank you very much for coming, getting involved. Always a pleasure to have you join the chat, mate." Joey's saying, "Hi, mate. Who you reckon could get a win?" Kind of hoping Newcastle. I think there's a few people. I think a few people are hoping for Newcastle, mate. And to be fair, for the neutral, it would be great if Newcastle did get the win to stop Arsenal creating a bigger lead for themselves and keep the title race interesting right to the end of the season. So yeah, I've got to be honest. I've nothing against Arsenal, but it would be nice to see Newcastle get the 3 points in this one to potentially keep the title race interesting right to the end of the season. It's always one thing that frustrates me with Manchester City a lot of the time is when they're winning the title, they always seem to start to pull away from the rest of the teams about this time of year. So let's hope the same thing doesn't happen with Arsenal. Not because I've got anything against Arsenal winning it. I have no problem with them winning it if they win it. I'd just like to see the title race kept interesting right to the as close to the end of the season as possible. Who wants to see a team running away with it by February? Because that means then we've got another 3 months of where we know who's going to win the title. So yeah, but as football fans, I'm sure you guys agree. If your team's up there, you would want them to have a big lead. Yes, of course. But if you're a neutral watching it, then you want to see it stay interesting as long as possible. But yeah, thank you very much, Joey. I appreciate coming getting involved, mate. Like I say, always a pleasure. And yeah, like I say, it'd be great for Newcastle win. Have you got a score prediction? Dylan has said 3-2 Newcastle, and I've said 2-2. I'm staying 2-2 because I think these two teams both scored goals, but I think they're going to end up cancelling each other out tonight, and it'll end up a draw. But I could be wrong, and yes, I am sitting on the fence a little bit. PFC DY4 Dylan is saying, "Sorry, guys, I have to hop off now. Sorry, I couldn't stay long. hopefully it's a good game. Take care, mate. No worries, Dylan. Thank you very much for dropping in. I appreciate you coming getting involved. Any of you guys come and get involved, even if you can only join sometimes for a short time. It's always appreciated. So yeah, no worries, mate. Hopefully, catch you on another stream. And enjoy the rest of your evening, mate. Thank you very much for dropping in. Really appreciated. Billy Random Clips, how's it going, Billy? Great to have you with us tonight, mate. Always a pleasure. And Billy is saying Fulham have scored Mitrovic. Oh, right. Thanks for that, Billy. Appreciate you letting us know that, mate. Obviously, there is other games going on tonight around the Premier League. So we will keep an eye on those games as well. We're just having a stoppage at the minute for an injury to a Newcastle player. I think it was a head injury. He's just took a bit of a knock to the head. And obviously, with that going on, Arteta is taking full advantage of the situation. And he's got all these, the majority of the team around him. And he's giving instructions to the players. Hopefully, the Newcastle player is going to be all right. I think it is a head injury. They've got him on the floor at the minute, laid down, and they're just doing the necessary checks, I think, to make sure he's not got no concussion. Taking it a lot more serious nowadays, aren't they, with head injuries, and rightly so. So, yeah, let's hope he's going to be okay. But, yeah, thanks for that, Billy. And like I say, let us know, guys, if you've got a score prediction for tonight's game. It'd be great to hear from you. So I'm just going to quickly have a look, guys, and bring you up to scratch what's going on around the grounds. So obviously, at the minute, it's finished. At the minute, there's other games going on around the Premier League, all of them about 20 minutes in. It's currently Fulham 1-0, as Billy told us, to Leicester. So Fulham winning away at the moment to Leicester. Obviously, still 0-0 here with Arsenal Newcastle. Everton 0, Brighton 1. So Brighton have taken the lead against Everton away, and Man United and Bournemouth is still 0-0. So that brings you up to date with what's going on in the other Premier League games tonight. The game has restarted, guys, so it looks like the player that was down injured, I didn't see actually who it was because he was surrounded by medical staff, but it looks like the player who took the knock as fine, because I've not seen no stretcher or anything come on, so hopefully he's made a full recovery. So the ball is with Arsenal at the minute, just inside their own half, close to the halfway line. Billy is saying, how's it going with you, mate? Yes, I'm good, thanks, Billy. Thanks for asking, mate. Just a bit of a reality check today, back into the normal working week, and it's like there's the new year, turn new year, and back into the normal grind of things today. So a bit of a reality check today, mate. But, you take the good with the bad. Just have to grind, as we do week to week, we just have to grind it out and get stuff done. So, yeah. But thanks for asking, Billy. Hopefully everything is good with you, mate. And thanks for asking. Like I say, I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt the same thing today, going back to whatever it is you've got to go back to, whether it's work, college, school. Obviously, reality kicked in today, didn't it, guys, that the holiday period is over. But, yeah, thanks for asking, Billy. And like I say, mate, hopefully you are doing good as well. Billy's also saying back to school tomorrow, which is a bit of an L. An L. Sorry, Billy. I'm a bit of an L. I'm trying to think what you mean by a bit of an L. It's a bit crap, innit? I think that's what you mean, innit, Billy? It's a bit crap. But yeah, mate, I know exactly how you feel. I had the same feeling today. Back to normal work for me today, to my normal job. Obviously, this is just a hobby job at the minute until we get further along. Hopefully, it will become my full-time occupation in the future, and then we can really, really start to get fandom moving forward. But for the moment, until we get further along, and achieve the targets that we need to keep YouTube happy. It is at the moment a hobby, but a hobby that I am dead serious about, hopefully building into something a lot more than a hobby. So only time will tell that. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, Billy. Like I say, I had the reality check today to going back to my normal job, and it sounds of it, you've got the reality check coming tomorrow. I thought I did actually fight a lot of you guys that were still at school. I thought you still had time off until next week, but it looks like you guys have drawn the short straw, shall we say, and going back to school and university rather quickly after New Year's Day. Which is obviously it's always a bit rubbish, isn't it, guys? Disappointing. But like I say, we can't enjoy the holiday forever, can't we? Unfortunately, guys. We're just having a bit of a dispute on the touchline. Arteta is just, I think he's. Oh, yeah, the Arteta is just having a big bit of an argument with a fourth official there. So that's quite interesting. You want to watch what he's saying, lad? You'll end up getting in the referee's book because obviously, as we know, the FA are wanting to officiate every part of the ground now with their obsession of power and control. So, yeah, doesn't sit well, as I've said before, guys. Doesn't sit well with me that referee should concentrate on what's going on the pitch, not what's going on off it. So we just got a stoppage on the far side for a foul on an Arsenal fan, and the referee has very quickly pulled out a yellow card and booked one of the Newcastle players. I'm just trying to see if I can see who it is to tell you, but unfortunately, I'm not able to. Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes has been booked by the referee. So yellow card early on for Newcastle. Sorry, Joey. Joey is saying, yeah, I think 2-2 is a good shout, Gaz. Thanks, Joey. Yeah, like I say, mate, I just think these two both been scoring lots, haven't they, this season? And obviously, they're both going to want to try and make sure that, well, I think Arsenal's not going to want to lose, obviously, because they're at the top. But I think Newcastle are going to look at it the same way and not want to lose. They both want the win, obviously, but I think the longer the game progresses and we see it's left with tight margins, then I think it's set up in it for a draw. Normally works that way, guys, and plus I'm going with what I've seen in previously. Yeah, the booking was for a high foot. I think it was just a high foot. Yeah, Wilson, Callum Wilson has just been booked for a high foot as well. So that's now two Newcastle players in the book. But yeah, what was I saying then? Yeah, sorry, that was what I was saying. A lot of the time, if you look over history, guys, a lot of the time when these title race teams come up against each other, they do end up playing out draws a lot of the time. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight. But I'm just saying, if you go off the stats, when title contenders come up against each other, they do sometimes win each other, yes, of course. But I think more often than not, they play such a cagey game that a lot of the time the stats do show that more often than not it ends up a draw because neither team want to actually give too much away. But yeah, that, like I say, Joey, I'll just I'm sitting on the fence a little bit because I find it difficult. Normally, you'd say slight advantage to Arsenal, but I think because they're the home team. But I think with Newcastle just coming from nowhere and doing so well, they're riding the crest of a wave at the minute, aren't they? They're riding such a wave of positivity that they're probably not feeling any pressure at the minute because they're playing way better than anybody expected. So for them, they've got nothing to truly lose, have they? Really? So they're kind of a team that is ridiculously high on confidence at the minute. So yeah. Thanks for that, Joey. Billy Random Clips saying, I'm going 3-2 Arsenal. Oh, good shout, Billy. So we've got Dylan saying a 3-2 Newcastle. Billy saying 3-2 Arsenal. And me and Joey are both sitting on the fence expecting a draw of 2-2. So, yeah, that's quite interesting, that, guys. We've got some good score predictions there tonight. So thanks for that, Billy. Joey saying, just keep working at it, mate. You will get there. Yeah, like I said, thank you very much, Joey. Really appreciate that positive support, mate. But yeah, absolutely. I intend to just keep chipping away at it and hopefully keep improving and getting more confidence being on camera. And like I say, I'm definitely very motivated to try and achieve success with this and build something unique. Because, like I say, I've watched plenty of other YouTube channels over the years, and some of what I saw was part of what inspired me to do Fanden. And also what happened with my own club a few years ago, and the owner almost having our club go bankrupt and completely out of existence. That also inspired me to do something different, something unique, and try and build something positive for fans of football that really care about the future of the game. And hopefully together we will achieve that. But like I say, it's got a lot of work to do yet. But with you guys showing the amazing support you do and making the effort to be part of the channel and the project, I think we have a really positive, potentially positive future with the project. And like I say, I want you guys to feel very much a part of it. So thank you very much for that, Joey. Really do appreciate the positivity. It's stuff like that when you guys show that kind of enthusiasm and encouragement that helps me keep focused and keep going. So thank you very much, Joey. Top man. Billy Random Clips saying, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow because lesson 1 is my least favorite English. Oh, whoa, right. I would have thought maybe French or German would have been your least favorite, mate. I used to absolutely. I actually wanted to learn a language when I was younger, but I couldn't stand French. I couldn't stand it. I don't know what. I think the teacher just made the lessons boring. So yeah, I understand what you mean, mate. I wasn't the greatest at English either at school, but yeah, I absolutely really hated French because it just seemed like a waste of time. You just got a tackle with Arsenal player tackling a Newcastle player, and now Eddie Nikita is booked for Arsenal. So now we've both teams have took a yellow cards, and looks like maybe this referee is on a bonus tonight for dishing out yellow cards because he's already dished out 3 or 4, and we're only half an hour into the game. So do you think these referees get commission on their yellow cards? Because I don't know exactly how much it is that they pay, but I know every yellow card that a player receives, they get fined with it. It's not just a yellow card; they actually receive a financial fine as well of about, I think it's about 50 quid or something like that. I'm not sure. So maybe these referees are on commission. Has that ever crossed your mind, guys? Because it crossed my mind. Arsenal on the attack now with a ball forward on that far side. And they're now midway inside the Newcastle half of the pitch, and a tackle from a Newcastle player, which didn't look too harsh, but the Arsenal player is rolling around on the floor like it was, and now the referee. I don't like players doing that. There weren't that much in it, and the player has gone down like somebody has hit him with a sledgehammer. And honest, that kind of stuff does my head in, guys. It's not sportsmanship. It's just a lack of sportsmanship. It really is. I know you want to get an edge for your team, but come on, there's got to be an element of professional pride involved as well, and showing that you're a good sportsman and you're not trying to, fake an advantage. But I won't rant about that tonight, guys. I'm sure a few of you've already heard me ranting about stuff like that. But yeah, Billy, like I say, mate. Unfortunately, we're all back into the grind now, mate. So hopefully you get through tomorrow. And just think, it's always the first day back that's the hardest. So once you get out of that, get that out of the way tomorrow, then the rest of the week should start feeling a little bit better. With being back into the normal grind of things, mate. But yeah, hopefully your English lesson goes quick, mate, and isn't too frustrating for you. But thanks for sharing that, Billy. Stephen Allen is saying, just think, Billy, at least you get it over and done with. Over and done with. Be even worse if it was last lesson of the day. Yeah, that's a great point, Stevie. Stevie, absolutely. Spot on, yeah. That's a great way to look at it. Billy's saying, at least I don't have it twice, Stevie. Yep, that's true. Well, that's good to hear, mate. But I think Stevie's right. It's probably better to get the lesson that you hate the most out the way early in the day rather than having it the last lesson of the day. So, yeah, like I say, mate, hopefully that goes quick for you. So we're just having a free kick for Newcastle. Long ball up the field, and it's Arsenal pick up possession on the halfway line and now look to build. But both teams kind of just cancelling each other out at the minute. It's been very scrappy, a few crunching tackles in, and not a lot of opportunities on goal so far. And we are now 35 minutes gone, guys, and still 0-0. But yeah, like I say, Billy, just get that first day out the way, mate, and hopefully the week will start to feel a bit easier. Look at it this way. Look at the positive. Yes, you might have the lesson that you hate the most, but it's Wednesday tomorrow, so you've only got 3 days to go to school before the weekend is here again, mate. So look at it that way. At least you've not got a full grindy week of school first week back, so to speak. Newcastle with an opportunity as they get into the box, and the ball is pulled back into the box, but it's Arsenal that defend it and now move up the field. And it looks like, yet again, Arsenal claiming an injury from what looked like a soft tackle again. And now the referee's going over. I don't think he's going to book anyone here. Yeah, it's just a coming together, and they just fall funny. You can't let the game get to the point where we can't have tackles, guys. This is what frustrates me with this authoritarianism coming from the referee. It's getting to the point where you're starting to feel like they're trying to stop tackling in the game, and how's that going to work? How are you meant to win back ball? How's teams meant to compete if you try and or scale back tackles completely? It's just not going to work. It's just going to destroy the game. And the older I get, the more I think they're trying to water down tackles to the point where it's like ballet dancing. Well, I'm sorry, but when I was younger, I used to see some really meaty challenges because the pitches when I was younger weren't all top quality like we see today. You used to have big muddy patches and stuff like that where players would slip and slide. But yeah, like I say, the modern game is changing. It'd be interesting if you. I've always thought it'd be interesting if you stuck some of these modern players back in the 80s and put them on an old-fashioned football pitch with old-fashioned players. How much skill would they actually have in them circumstances? It's an interesting one to think about, guys. But yeah, there you go. Stevie is saying, yeah, mate, he should go quick, being first day back. Yeah, hopefully, like I say, hopefully the day flies by for you tomorrow, mate. And like I say, just look at the positive. So you've only got a 3-day week to feel yourself back into things. Then you get the weekend off, and then it's back to normal the week after. So, like I say, I always, when I was younger, I always used to look at it like that. Be grateful for weeks where it weren't a full week in school, if you know what I mean. But yeah, thanks for that, Stevie, top man. Billy, random clip saying, I have to go now. Sorry for not being here longer. Everyone have a good night. No worries, Billy. Thanks for dropping in, mate. No need to apologise. Always a pleasure to have you involved. And like I've said many times, you guys never have to apologise if you have to jump off. Any support or any involvement, you guys come and get involved. Anytime you guys come and get involved, it's always appreciated. Even if you can't get involved for very long on some streams. So thanks for that, Billy. Hope the rest of the night is good for you, mate, and hopefully your day, your first day back at school tomorrow is quick. And like I say, thank you very much for coming, getting involved, mate, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Joey saying, you too, Billy, top man, Joey, nice one, mate. Like I say, always great to see you guys getting on in the chat and getting to know each other. Pumpy World, how's it going, mate? Happy New Year. Best wishes to you, mate. Great to see you. I've not seen you since the turn of the new year, but it's only been a few days. So, yeah, great to see you, mate. And thank you very much for dropping in. How are you getting on with your recovery? Hopefully, hopefully you're on the way to recovery now, mate. So, yeah, like I say, great to see you, mate. So we've had another Arsenal player booked. And it's I'm definitely starting to think this referee's on commission, guys. He's definitely eager to dish out these yellow cards, isn't he? So we got a free kick from Newcastle. William Pike, how's it going, William? Great to see you, mate. Happy New Year. Best wishes to you. Is that William from Instagram? Swansea fan, I think it is. Just let me know if you can, mate. So we've got some upset going on here, guys. There's a Newcastle player down in the Arsenal box holding his head. And I think the referee wanted to just get the game going. And now the fans are going nuts in the stand. And also the referee finds himself surrounded by a number of players from both teams. But yeah. So yeah, as I say, William, if you're still there, mate, just let us know if it's you off Instagram. I think it is, but like I said, I don't want to presume because I've not seen you too much on the stream. So, but I think it is William from Instagram. But thank you very much for coming getting involved, mate. And like I say, best wishes to you for the new year. Pompey World, Happy New Year, mate. Thank you very much, Pompey World. Really appreciated, mate. Great to see you, like I say, and let us know if you could how you're getting on with your recovery. Hopefully, I think you've actually replied to that, so I'll get to that message in a minute. It's all going off. We got another booking, guys. Another booking. Like I say, this referee is unbelievable, isn't he? You'd think this is a title race. You'd think the FA and the EFL would have told him let the game flow. Do you know what I mean? Try, or at least try and let the game flow. The fact that he's been dishing cards out so early on definitely gives the impression that he's not letting the game flow. So that's Granit Xhaka, I think, that's got booked for Arsenal. But this referee is a bit card happy, if you ask me. So we've got another free kick on the far side for Newcastle. We'll come to that in a minute. Pompey World saying recover good. And I'll be back on live doing Spurs v Pompey for the FA Cup. Oh, that's great to hear, mate. That's great to hear. And if I'm not busy, I will try to drop in on you and show a bit of support as well. If I can, mate. Not sure what date that game is exactly, but I will. If I'm not streaming myself or busy, I will certainly come and drop in on that for you, mate, and show you some support. But yeah, that should be hopefully a good game, and that would be a nice game to see a cup upset, wouldn't it? See Pompey knock Spurs out of the cup. Do it for me, guys. Do it for me, because believe me, Spurs is a club I am not impressed with when it's come. I'm sure I've told you guys this before. Spurs is one club that I love Bolton to play against and get victories, because when we was in the Premier League, it felt like they kept getting the rub of the green all the time with the cup competitions. We got drawn against them so many times, and it was always down in London. We go down there, Bolton obviously just at that time was just focused on survival in the Premier League. So whenever we get drawn against them, we'd go down their place and we'd take a weakened team, and Tottenham would always take full advantage of it. And the amount of times Bolton came back from Spurs with 5-0 losses and 6-0 losses in the cup. And it used to drive me crazy. Absolutely, that drive me crazy. Because for me, guys, yes, obviously my club's in the Premier League. Of course, I want to see them survive. But I want to see them compete in the cups as well. At the end of the day, we all support our clubs. And what do we want to see at the end of the day? Trophies. We want to see trophies added to the history of the club and put in the trophy cabinet. So it does bug me when you see Premier League clubs playing weakened teams in cup competitions. I think it's massively disrespectful to the fans because as fans, we want to see our club give everything in every competition to try and add more silverware to the history of the club. Do you guys not agree? Let me know if you agree or you disagree. I understand it's a tactical decision, but the whole purpose of a football club is to win trophies. So why would you want to play a weakened team in a competition if you play your strongest team, especially if you're in the Premier League, you've got a good chance of getting to the end, to the late stages of the competition. So I never understand why so many Premier League clubs use the excuse, oh, well, we're only interested in Premier League survival and we need to play weakened team to protect players. Well, nah, I disagree with that. But you guys might think differently. Let me know if you do. It'd be great to hear from you. But yeah, Pompey World, really good to hear that you are on the road to recovery, mate. And thank you. Thanks for letting us know. And like I said, best wishes to you, mate. And like I said, hopefully you'll be back firing on all cylinders very soon. It's been a couple of months now since your operation, so hopefully you're over the worst now. And like I say, you'll be able to get back active fully as much as possible soon. William Pike is saying, yes, guys, it's me from Insta. Happy New Year to you, mate. Thank you very much, William. Really appreciate you letting me know that. Thought it was you, mate. I thought it was you. Just wanted to be sure. But yeah, thank you very much, William. Appreciate that, mate. And like I say, best wishes to you as well and your family. Hopefully 2023 is good to you. Shot from Newcastle has just gone wide, deflected from an Arsenal defender. But yeah, like I say, William, best wishes to you as well, mate. And thank you very much for getting involved. Really appreciate it. How did Swansea get on the other day? I've been so busy doing so many live streams. I meant to actually check. I know you said you were going to a game the other day. So I just wondered, out of curiosity, how Swansea got on. What was the score, mate? Like I said, I did mean to go and have a look, but I don't know if you saw, but yesterday I did 3 streams in a row to get a bit more experience and also feel what it was like to be on YouTube for 6 hours as well. So yeah, I think it was actually 7 hours by the time I come off. But yeah, like I say, I can't remember if it was yesterday you played or on Sunday. But I know you did say when I spoke to you in the chat the other day that you was going to a game. So there goes the halftime whistle, guys, and it's 0-0. The corner that Newcastle got there went wide of the post. So like I say, it finishes halftime. It's 0-0. So hopefully we get some goals in the second half. But it's kind of going the way I thought it would, this one, guys. I did say that I thought these two would start to cancel each other out. It's normally the way in it with teams that have got the momentum when they play each other. Very little between them to divide the two teams. But like I said, let's hope, fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope we see some goals in the second half. Cheers, Will. Will, appreciate that, mate. I'm not sure if you want me to call you William or Will, but let us know if you could, William. Obviously, just slightly easier to say Will, I suppose. But whichever you prefer, mate, just let me know. Like I said, we'll always try and give you guys a mention where possible. But like I said, I also want to get to know you guys as footy mates as well. Pompey World is saying matches on Saturday, 12:30 in UK. As for me, I'll be waking up early at 4 a.m. Oh, yeah, because if you guys are wondering why Pompey World is getting up so early, it's because he's in America. So obviously he wants to watch games in the UK. He has to get up at a ridiculous o'clock, stupid o'clock, to be able to see them because of the time difference. So yeah, there you go, guys. You might not get to go to games if you live on the other side of the world, but it does still come with, if you want to support your team or watch your games, you still have to make them little sacrifices of a bit less sleep and stuff like that to be able to watch and support your team in some capacity. But yeah, like I say, Pompey World, hopefully I'm really watching that for fingers crossed and hopefully you guys call an upset. So it's a dinner time kickoff, is it? Right. So, if it's a Saturday, I'm normally working Saturdays, but I'll see if I can get home earlier to drop on the stream. And like I say, hopefully I will be able to do that, mate. But depends on what time I finish work on Saturday. But thank you very much, Pompey World. Appreciate letting us know that, mate. Yeah, the FA Cup starts to kick in, doesn't it? I think, is it Thursday? Is it tomorrow? I know I looked in the fixtures and I saw that it's starting to switch. I think there's a FA Cup game on Thursday, I think. So, yeah. Will Pike is saying, thank you. Same to you. No worries, Will. Appreciate that, mate. Like I say, really, really great to see you dropping in on the stream, mate. And really do appreciate you coming, getting involved. And like I say, good to see you, mate. Sorry, just Will. Williams also saying we lost 2-1 to Burnley, but we wiped the floor on them in terms of performance. All right, yeah, that sounds like a close game. That anyway, 2-1, mate. Normally, that's a game like that. You can tell just by the scoreline that it's fractions and margins that make the difference. But like I said, I'm looking for see you guys start picking up some points and climbing up that table because Swansea is a great club, and it would be good to see you guys pushing up that table and competing stronger in the league because, like I say, Swansea has got some great fans, passionate, and definitely an asset to any league that you're involved in. So, yeah, fingers crossed, mate, you guys start to pick up some serious wins and get points on the board. But thank you very much for that, William. Really appreciate you letting me know, mate. And fingers crossed, like I say, fingers crossed you guys start to turn performances into positive results and climb up that table, mate. Burnley, just let's be honest, mate. They're just on a crest of a wave a bit at the minute. They're a bit like Newcastle. They've dropped back down into the Championship because they didn't overspend in the Premier League when they were there. It's put the club in a great position, similar to Norwich, where they're able to compete really strongly in the Championship. And looks like Burnley are having the benefit of a strong team that they've fallen out of the Premier League with, which is obviously why they're doing so well at the top of the table. So tough game for anybody against Burnley at the minute, mate. And like I say, with the new manager that they've got at the beginning of the season, I think they're really, really riding the crest of a wave at the minute. But if they get promoted, they're going to get a reality check back in the Premier League, aren't they? So look at it that way. William is saying, call me either, mate. It's all good. All right. Cheers, Will. I appreciate that, mate. It's just like I say when on the stream, sometimes if we get the chat quite busy, it just might be slightly easier. I will always try to read out your full account name because obviously do try to do that to help you guys get a little bit of publicity to your account in case any of you guys want subscribers or followers on Instagram. Always try and help you out with that if I can. But like I say, sometimes when the chat's busier, it's just easier if there's options for me to use slightly shorter names for some of you guys. But thank you very much, Will. Really appreciate it. Top man. Thanks for letting me know that, mate. Pompey World is saying, yes, guys, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for football in general. Yeah, like I said, mate, massive respect for you to getting up at stupid o'clock. I know, like I said, I know exactly how you feel. There's many nights where I've stayed up late working on Fanden. Obviously, it's different for me. I've not got to stay up late for games. But I've had to stay up late a lot of the time to keep making progress with Fanden, making preparation, thumbnails, things like that. So I know exactly how you feel. And obviously, when it comes to World Cups and stuff like that, for example, when I think the World Cup, was it World Cup in Brazil? That was an unusual time here in the UK. So yeah, like I say, massive respect to you, Pompey World, for showing your love and support to Pompey, getting up in the early hours of the morning over there in America to get behind your team. William Pike is saying Burnley manager Vincent Kompany kept walking out of his box during the game. So when all the Swansea fans fell silent, I literally screamed at the top of my lungs, "Get back on your box." Well, I'm not going to repeat the last word because obviously I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But yeah, I get the gist of that, mate. No worries. Sorry, I've just got to try and avoid the bad language when I'm on the channel. Obviously, I'm not bothered about bad language personally, but when we're on the channel, I've got to try not to use it because, like I say, we want to keep a YouTube happy to make progress with the project in the future. I'm going to look into it because I know some YouTubers do use bad language, but at the minute I'm just trying to play it safe because, like I said, we're working towards the YouTube targets. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying, Will, and thank you very much for that, mate. And yeah, I think venting some frustration at Vincent Company, but in fairness, he's doing a brilliant job at Burnley, isn't he? He really is doing a brilliant job. It's an interesting one, that guys. Who do you think makes the best managers? Do you think players have anything to do with it? And what I mean by that, do you think like ex-players make good managers if they've been defenders, attackers, midfielders? It's one to debate in the future, isn't it, guys? Whether we think that maybe, because I'm just pointing it out, because a lot of defenders, a lot of ex-defenders have actually gone on to be quite successful managers. So yeah, like I say, mate, it's an interesting one that maybe we could debate on a future show, whether there's anything in that. But thank you very much for that, Will. And yeah, I don't blame your frustration a little bit there, because like I say, if everybody else has got to stick by stupid rules, then it's understandable. It's frustrating when one person is ignoring the rules that everybody else is having to stick to. So yeah, totally get that, Will, and thanks for sharing that with us, mate. Appreciated. Pompey World, much love, guys. Keep up all the good work you've done with your channel. You are going 100% this season. Thank you very much, mate. Yes, like I said, trying to really ramp up the intensity now with Fanden and get it moving in the right direction. Like I said, put quite a lot of work into it over the last couple of years, but a lot of it has been a learning process. But yeah, like I say, it's also been great to meet some great football fans like you guys as well. That's been one of the enjoyable parts of it, meeting true football fans that really care about the game and just enjoy debating football without all the the immaturities that we see in a lot of fans around the world these days. But there's still plenty of good fans out there that hopefully we will eventually find and hopefully get involved in the Fandom project. But like I say, we've got a really good foundation now of really good fans. You guys being you guys. And like I say, I don't think at the minute. I think we've been quite lucky with building the foundation of the channel up to now. I don't think we've come across one difficult fan so far. Well, I have come across difficult fans, but not too many that are actually wanting to get involved in the project in a large scale. But like I say, we've got a really great foundation now to push forward with the Fandom project, and it's thanks to you guys and your amazing support. And like I say, it's great because I want to build this project and make it for fans like you guys that care about the future of the game and just enjoy debating football with other fans without the like I say, without all the childish hatred and stuff like that, where people just take it to ridiculous length. Don't get me wrong, we all like a bit of banter, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm on about. Some people take it way beyond banter. So like I say, hopefully we will avoid too many of them people as we build the project. Thank you very much, Pompey World. Appreciate that, mate. And like I say, look after yourself. I'm presuming maybe you're jumping off now, but no worries. Really appreciate you dropping in, mate. And look after yourself, and hopefully I will catch up with you again soon. Just to let you guys know, I'll come back to the comments in the chat in a sec. I'm just going to quickly give you an update on the Premier League results so far. Leicester still losing 1-0 to Fulham. Obviously still 0-0 here with Arsenal and Newcastle. Everton 1, Brighton 1. Sorry, Everton 0, Brighton 1, and Man United have took the lead against Bournemouth. I'm just going to see. Um, Bear with me a second, guys. So we'll come back to the chat in a sec. Just bear with me a second. Yeah, there is some games tonight up in Scotland in the lower leagues. I thought, but not actually in the football league. Some Highland League games going on and some Lowland League games going on. So I think that's the kind of the equivalent of the non-league stuff that we have in England. So yeah, um, but yeah, I wasn't sure if there was any League One or League Two games going on tonight in Scotland, but it appears not. But like I say, we'll always try and keep you guys up to date with what is going on around the football leagues in both Scotland and England as much as possible. William is saying, William Pike, I'm going to try get my UEFA coaching license in the future because my ambition is to manage a team in the English league. That's great to hear, Will. Like I say, mate, I wish you the best of luck with that. And like I said, maybe I could have a chat with you at a later date and see what that entails. You can tell me a bit more about it. But yeah, if I can show you any support and encouragement with that ambition, mate, I certainly will. That's great to hear that you've got ambitions to be a manager. And with the state of the football league at the minute, mate, you've got a potential for a great possibility. Because let's be honest, good managers are hard to find. And obviously, there's plenty of opportunity for you to work your way up with that to that level. If with the amount of non-league clubs there is in England and Scotland as well. So yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that, William. And like I say, mate, if I can give you any encouragement, advice, or any help along the way, I'll certainly try, mate. And just like I say, you just got to drop a message and let me know if I can be any help to you with that. And if I can, I will try. Matthew Bishingham, how's it going, Matthew? Great to see you. Matthew saying, yeah, our injury crisis is pretty much the same in terms of numbers of boys out. We have made a signing, though, and more are expected. We pulled off a shock 6-1 win yesterday, despite being 8 games winless. Oh well, that's a fantastic result, Matthew. I must have missed that one because was it, maybe a couple of days ago I seen one. I think did you lose 3-1 or something or 3-0 the other day in a game? I know I saw that one, but no, I saw. My apologies, mate. I didn't realise you'd actually played yesterday, and yeah, that's a fantastic win, and hopefully that injects some major confidence throughout the team and helps you guys start picking up more wins. Because, like I say, I always felt, I've said it before, and I'm not just saying this because we're friends. I'm saying it in honesty. I thought you guys had a really tough ride last season, and I'm sure I've told you, I don't like the promotion structure in Scotland. I think it's structured very unfairly. And you guys deserved to get promoted last season, as far as I was concerned. And unfortunately, the stupid promotion structure in Scotland stopped you getting promoted. And I'm sure I've explained it to you when I've spoke to you in the chat groups and stuff. But yeah, for me, you guys were very unlucky. So I really hope you guys managed to start putting a run of results together to get back to where you belong and get that promotion spot. And get promotion as you should have had last season. So fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Let's hope the manager is able to work his magic in the transfer window, and with players still potentially to come back, you guys could have a really strong second half to the season. So the second half of the game has restarted here, guys. Arsenal now on the attack, just inside the Newcastle box. Cross comes in, but it's deflected away by Newcastle defenders, and it's cleared up the field, up to the halfway line, but now Arsenal pick up possession again. But yeah, like I say, Matthew, thanks for letting us know, mate. And like I say, I definitely hope you guys start to pick up some points and get back into that up there at the top of the league. And I don't know if it's mathematically possible for you guys to still get the automatic promotion, but it is. If it is, it would be absolutely well deserved if you do get it. William saying, appreciate that, Gaz. I'll most probably do it after I finish university. Yeah. Sorry, mate, I'm forgetting. I do remember you mentioning that you was at university. So hopefully that's all going well. And yeah, absolutely concentrate on that first, because like I say, university not easy for anybody, and the money it costs and everything else. It's a big thing to try and get the exams passed and the results that you need for the investment that it costs to actually go through uni. So I wish you the absolute best of luck. I don't know if it's any use to you, mate, but I'm quite knowledgeable about geography and history. So I don't know what you're actually studying at university. But like I say, if I can ever give you any help with that, just drop me a message. Like I say, I'm quite clued up with geography and history, if that's any use to you. Not sure about other stuff. It depends what you're studying. But like I say, it's the offer is always there for you guys. If I can help you with stuff you guys have got going on in your lives, whether it's projects, studies, or whatever. Look, don't just look at me as the host, as the fan channel and fan den. Also try to start looking at me as a friend as well, because that's my aim. Yes, I want to make the channel a success. And yes, I've got big ambitions, but I also would like to build some good friendships with some of you guys as well along the way. So thanks a lot for that, Will. And like I say, if I can be any help to you with any tips or advice to help you with your studies, you just got to ask, mate. Joey is saying, good luck with that, William. Sounds good. Absolutely, yeah. It'd be great, wouldn't it, to have Will as a manager, and then maybe in the future when Fanden's a success, maybe Will will be also a success with his coaching in the future, and you never know. Maybe I might be coming out doing an interview with him when he's a successful manager in the Football League one day. You never know, eh? We can dream, can't we, guys? That's something to potentially look forward to in the future if Fanden's successful and Will is successful. But I'm sure you will, because Will, from what I've spoke to him and seen what he's doing with his Instagram account, he's a very motivated guy. So I think if he's putting the same motivation into his studies and stuff, I think he's going to definitely have a great chance of achieving that ambition of being a professional coach. So yeah, fingers crossed. Maybe that's one for the future, mate. Maybe we will be potentially meeting up one day as you being manager and me being an interviewer to come and get your opinions as a manager. That'll be cool, wouldn't it? Joey obviously saying good luck to Will, and thank you very much for that, Joey. Top man. Like I say, really appreciate that, Joey. Always trying to be as positive as possible with the other fans in the chat, and it doesn't go unnoticed, mate. Like I say, really do appreciate that positivity, Joey. So thank you, mate. William Pike is saying cheers, Joey. Nice one, Will. Like I say, it's honest, guys. It does give me a buzz when I see you guys getting on and making friendships as well. Because, like I said, that is a key part. A lot of ambition I've got with this project, but one of the ambitions is it'd be a bonus if you guys can also build good friendships with fans from other clubs via being involved in Fandom. And if that helps you guys make other mates, then that for me is buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing with that, because that shows that another aspect of positivity is coming out of the Fandom project. So guys, just back to the game. We just had a drop ball on the far side, inside midway inside the Newcastle half of the pitch, and now Arsenal trying to get forward, but but the pass forward ends up going to the goalkeeper. And now we've just got Joe Linton on the floor rubbing his leg, so I'm not sure what's happened there because I didn't actually see any kind of collision, unless it's happened just as I've glanced away. But yeah, just I think it just stood. I think he's just stood on the edge of his foot there as the two players have come together. There weren't not much in it, and in full speed, it didn't look like nothing. But I think when he just showed it in the slow motion cam, you can see that I think it just took a slight knock to the side of his knee as both of the players went for the same ball. So hopefully he's going to be okay. I was just seeing both managers taking advantage of the breaks in this game, guys, and looking to get the players to come over and speak to them. Yeah, it's just got a little bit of a hobble, but it looks like that might just be the initial pain from the challenge. But hopefully he'll be able to run that off in the next few minutes. William Pike saying, I'm going to pop off now, guys. I'm going eat some food and go out. I'll pop in Instagram chat once I return. No worries, Will. Thank you very much for dropping in, mate. Really, really appreciate it. Like I say, always appreciate the support you guys come and show on the channel. Even if you can only pop in temporary for an hour, half an hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Like I say, it's always appreciated, mate. And enjoy the rest of your evening, William. And yes, I will be catching up with you guys in the chat soon about the Counter Attack League. I have actually managed to speak to Aaron now, so we'll be able to hopefully get that moving forward later this week and start to get it started. Hopefully get the first games up and running ready next week. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, like I say, Will, really appreciate dropping in, mate. And yeah, I look forward to speaking to you on Instagram. And thanks again, mate. And speak to you soon. Like I say, I've enjoyed the rest of your night, mate. Take care. 54 minutes gone, guys. Still 0-0. Throw in on that far side. And it's just headed out, and it's gone out for another throw into Newcastle. And throw is taken. Newcastle looking. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Newcastle looking to move down that far side of the pitch. But it's gone out again on the far side for another throw in. Bit of work there, guys, for the ball boy. So now Arsenal in possession as they look to break on Newcastle. But Newcastle pressing. It's so weird watching Newcastle play this good, guys. They're unrecognisable from the team that I'm used to watching in previous seasons. We've got a free kick now with the Newcastle goalkeeper. Ethan Dixon, my dad will want Arsenal to win. How's it going, Ethan? Great to have you drop in the chat, mate. Really appreciated. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, that's fair enough if he's an Arsenal fan. I think we've had a few interesting predictions tonight. But yeah, I think if we're neutral, I think the neutral fans are wanting a Newcastle win just to keep the title race interesting till later in the season. Me personally, I have no problem who wins the title. I have no preference in this game, but it would be nice to see the title race go for longer, because how many times over the last few years have we seen Manchester City? I know Liverpool have been challenging them, but there's also been quite a few seasons where nobody has really truly challenged Man City dominance of the top of the league. So I think it would be nice this season, wouldn't it, to see a title race that at least lasts to the start of April. So yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, understandable, Ethan. If your dad's an Arsenal fan, absolutely, totally understand why you would want to see Arsenal get the 3 points out of this one tonight. But they're not having it all their own way. Newcastle definitely matching the desire on the pitch at the minute. So it still could go either way. So Joe Linton booked at a referee as well. This referee is unbelievable with his card happiness, isn't he? So we've got a free kick for Arsenal on the edge of the Newcastle box on the far side, literally level with the corner of the box. And now I don't get what's going on here. Oh, the referee has dished out another card again because he's claiming that one of the Newcastle players has inched forward a little bit from his little pathetic line. Oh my, honest, these referees are so in love with themselves. This is why I would love Fandom to be a success, guys, because maybe then we could actually start challenging the FA over the poor and arrogant attitude of some of these referees. They're professionals. They're professionals, or they're supposed to be professionals. So why are they being so pedantic about little marginal things? Basically, the referee has done that for me. In the normal circumstances, he wouldn't have done that if that had been at St James's Park. But because it's at Arsenal's ground and the fans are roaring for the referee to book him, he's basically surrendered to the will of the fans. And don't get me wrong, yes, fans should have some impact, but a professional referee shouldn't be influenced by how much noise is coming through the stand. This is why we call them professionals. They're supposed to be above that. Do you get what I mean? You remember the guy what was he called? I forget his name. He was a famous referee for FIFA. And I think he's actually the referee that's in charge of FIFA's officials right now. Bald-headed guy. Was honest guy. He's one of the best referees I've ever seen in world football. He took no nonsense on a football pitch, and if players wanted to start trying to influence his decision, he'd let them know that he wouldn't be influenced. He was unbelievable, and he certainly wouldn't have been influenced by the fans screaming from the stand. So yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. I can't remember his name, but I do know he's still working for FIFA today. I think he's the equivalent of what Mike Riley's doing for the English FA Referee Association. And if there is ever a bad referee in the English game, it was Mike Riley. He was really bad. So how he can be in charge of the Referees Association is definitely questionable, guys. Thanks for that, Ethan. Joey is saying it's a bit surprising it's still 0-0. Yeah, it is actually, to be fair, mate. But to be honest, it is and it isn't. I think it is surprising, but I also think it isn't surprising because these teams have just, they've got nothing to lose. They're full of confidence. Nobody expected them to be up there at the top of the league. And they're showing ambition that nobody expected. So the pressure is really off these players for both teams. Yes, there'll be a certain amount of pressure and expectation from the Arsenal fans on the Arsenal players. But let's be honest, the way Arsenal have been playing the last few seasons, I think even Arsenal fans would be honest to say that the team is playing way beyond their expectations. I think if you ask most honest Arsenal fans, they would probably tell you they would have been content this season with just competing for the Champions League spots. They're in dreamland a little bit by competing for the title. So, yeah, for me, I think that's why you can explain this game going the way it is at the minute, because there's just no pressure on these two teams. They're up there with when nobody expect. Let's be honest. At the start of the season, if I'd have said to you who will be up there at the top, most of you would have said Man City. I probably would have said Man City. No, not many of us would have predicted Arsenal and Newcastle to be fighting it out in January. So yeah, like I say, I think that pressure just shows when teams do punch above the weight, the pressure really comes off. But the problem with it is, guys, is the pressure will be piled onto both of these teams next season. Whatever they achieve this season, it's just going to ramp up the expectation, and that pressure will really start to build on those on both of those clubs next season. So yeah, but this season it looks like it's a bit of a free pass for both of these teams, unless obviously they suddenly go on a dreadful run. But just at the minute, I don't see either of these two teams doing that. But if you guys got a different opinion, please feel free to share it with me in the chat. Be great to hear your thoughts as well. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button. So Arsenal in possession on the edge of the box. Shot comes in from the far side, but it's saved by the keeper at the far post. And now Newcastle look to get moving up the other end of the pitch with the ball on the halfway line, but be impressed by the Arsenal defenders. And that has resulted in Newcastle losing the ball. They're struggling a little bit at the minute, Newcastle, to get up into Arsenal's half of the pitch. But I suppose that's to be expected to a certain degree, being the away team. But yeah, it could end up being a smash and grab, this, guys, for Arsenal, to be honest. The way it's playing, it could stay 0-0, and it could be end up Newcastle just doing a smash and grab in the last 5-10 minutes. Saka breaking into the box there from that far side, and it's gone out behind for a corner to Arsenal. But some great play there from Saka, really showing some of his ball control skills. And look at it, nice to see him stay on his feet and all coming in for the challenge. He just actually had a challenge, and that was nice to see that he made the effort to stay on his feet, because he had an excuse to go over there in the box. So he got the corner on the far side for Arsenal. Corner comes in, and it's right into the middle of the box, but it's cleared up the field, up to the halfway line, and Arsenal regain possession. Coming under pressure from Newcastle, though. I'm impressed with Newcastle's discipline in this game, guys. I really am. Really am impressed with Newcastle's discipline. They come with a real game plan, and it looks like they've also come with the realization that they're going to have large spells of defending, and they're prepared to do that. And now Newcastle on the ball as they move up the pitch, and now midway inside the inside the Arsenal half of the pitch, but they've now lost possession to Arsenal, who now look to push back up the other end of the field, moving the ball out to that far side. And I think the ball is with Saka, who's now attempting to break into the box, or coming under pressure from Newcastle defenders, and he loses it. And now Newcastle on the move up the pitch, but now they lose it. Just unable at the minute, Newcastle, to get out of their own half of the pitch. Every time they manage to get the ball up to the halfway line, they're being closed down quite quickly by Arsenal defenders, and Newcastle not pushing many men forward either, which I think is why they're struggling to get any kind of momentum going forward. Opportunity there for Arsenal into the box, but he's under pressure from Newcastle defenders and end up losing the ball when it rolls to the goalkeeper. 66.5 minutes gone, guys. Still 0-0. So we're just having a substitution at the moment, guys. Substitution for Newcastle. And 67 minutes gone, and we've got a free kick for Newcastle, just in their own half, on the halfway line, very close to the halfway line. Long ball forward, and from the free kick, it's just being headed about, and now the referee has spoilt the game again, blowing the whistle for an offside flag, but didn't look like anyone was offside to me. Really didn't. This referee's really getting frustrating, keep interfering, stopping the game. You see two top teams like this fighting it out at the top of the league. You want to see the game flow. Let them play. That's the whole point of football. Let them play. Arsenal now in possession, midway inside their own half. But struggling to move forward. They're trying to, looks like they're trying to pass it about at the back to get Newcastle players to come out to open some space in behind. Guys, if you're just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments in the chat. Be great to hear from you. We just got a Newcastle player down on the floor. I think he's took an elbow to the face or a whack to the face. Actually, it looks like it might have been a whack to his eye, actually. So free kick taken, ball down the field. Out on that far side, it's gone out for a throw-in. So throwing taken, and Arsenal now moving the ball about at the back in defensive lineup. And switch the play out to this near side. It clearly looks, guys, like Arsenal trying to keep possession and get the back to try and get Newcastle to come out more. I think that's an indication that Arsenal are getting a little bit frustrated to trying to break down Newcastle's defensive formation because they're defending in numbers. They're prepared to soak up the pressure. They've shown that early on in the first half that they are prepared to soak up the pressure and then try and hit Arsenal on the counter attack, even if they only get a few opportunities. And I think Arsenal are starting to get a little bit frustrated with that. Hence, why we're seeing them now starting to pass the ball about a lot at the back without actually looking like they're going to try and push forward. And now the ball is with Saka on that far side, across to the other side of the box. And now Arsenal break into the box. An attempted cross is blocked off, and it's gone out behind for a corner on this near side to Arsenal. Corner comes in. It's deep. 3 or 4 players headed it. And it's cleared out as far as midway inside the Newcastle half. And now Arsenal build the possession up again down that far side. And the ball comes into the box, and then it's cleared, and it's up with the goalkeeper who's come up almost to the halfway line. So that's encouraging for Newcastle, guys. If the goalkeeper's going to come out like that, then that's an encouragement for Newcastle to try and uh, really play at pace and catch that goalkeeper out if he's going to come as far out as that. That definitely gives Newcastle opportunities. And now Newcastle building down that far side as they look to break into the box, but Newcastle not pushing too many players forward here. It's gone out on that far side for another throw in to Newcastle. Sorry, guys, you just got an off the field, another off the ball incident here with an Arsenal player. It's Saka. He's took an elbow to the face from Joe Linton there. They're both juggling around trying to create some space for the throw in, and Saka just took a bit of an elbow to the eye there. Hopefully he's going to be okay, but I don't think there were much intention in that. I think it was just both players eager to create movement to try and anticipate the throw in. And now the throw-in taken, and Newcastle now end up with a ball on this near side as they look to try and create something. And a ricochet off an Arsenal player has resulted in a corner now on this near side for Newcastle. If you guys are just joining us, please do hit that like button and drop your comments into the chat. It'd be great to hear from you. Thoughts on this game or any other games going on around the UK tonight. Let's just have a quick look what's going on with the other results at the moment. Just refresh that and we'll come back to it in a second. We're just going to see this corner. Corner comes in. It's deep. And Newcastle player manages to get ahead on it. But surprise, surprise, the referee has blown the whistle and kills the play. I'm so fed up with these referees keep stopping play. Yeah, there's nothing in it. See, the referee's been conned by the... there's next to nothing in that challenge. Absolutely. Just players going over from juggling about, and the referee has not hesitated. This is what I mean. How can you call these referees professionals when they can't identify when players are faking an injury or a challenge to get a stoppage? It's bad, guys. This is the Premier League. We should be expecting the best and most highest standard of refereeing at this level. This league is supposed to be the leading league in the world of football. You know, it's been beamed out to countries all over the world because it's that popular, and yet we have to put up with, some of the referees in the Premier League are not too bad, but some of them, honest, they're an absolute joke. We want to watch the football, not the referee. And every time he's stopping the game for stupid things, we're drawn to criticise him through the fact that he's not allowing the game to flow. Just a bit of head tennis going on at the moment, guys. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think I'm making too much of a big thing of the referees? For me, I like to know that the referee's there when it's needed. But if you're noticing a referee too much in a game, for me, that's when they're not being as professional as they should be. Because unless it's an absolute vicious game, we shouldn't be really taking too much notice. We shouldn't be having the referee drawn to our attention too much. And it isn't that kind of a game where it should be necessary for us to have the attention of the referee so much. Yes, there've been one or two tasty tackles, but come on, this is a title race. Two teams that are competing to potentially win it. And if they do, the football world would see that as a humongous achievement for either of these teams after the last few years that they both have had. So why would you not, as a professional referee, expect a few tasty challenges in a game like that and maybe just give the warnings to the players early on? Enough of that. Calm it down. Otherwise, I will start to book you. We've seen none of that. He just started booking people right from the pretty much from the first whistle. Seen plenty of referees over the years, guys, that have pulled a player to one side, had a word or a captain, and just said, "Calm it down, otherwise I'm going to start booking you lot." And it's worked. It's worked. So it shouldn't be necessary for referees to start dishing out cards so early in a game, unless it's an absolutely obvious and dangerous challenge. The first few incidents, a referee should always be looking at the opportunity to just give a stern warning, let the players know he's not going to take no nonsense, and that can work. I've seen other referees do it, and it's worked. Corner on this near side for Arsenal, guys. 77 minutes gone. Joey's saying, I think some refs take some decisions too far. Absolutely, Joey. Yeah, like I said, we want the referee. Of course we do. But we want to only notice them when it's absolutely necessary. If you're noticing a referee as much as I'm noticing in this game tonight, then he's taking the rules literally to it. He's not allowing his own personality to judge what's going on in the game. He's ruling the game by the letter of the law. And that's not what we want to see. We want to see a referee use his own brain, common sense. I know these days common sense has been privatized and you have to buy it on the stock market. But I didn't realize that that extended to the world of professional sports as well. That you have to buy common sense off the stock market. It doesn't seem. I think that's the only place you can get it now. Common sense, and I bet it isn't good as the common sense you used to get back naturally in the day. Now. Oh, corner comes in and it's headed on and it's just gone wide of the post. But great effort there from Arsenal. And it did look like it might creep in there, but no, just past the far post. And that opportunity goes begging from an Arsenal point of view. Yep, it was a great effort there. Just couldn't direct it any better on target. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Like I say, mate, I think we all have games where I think sometimes we notice it more than other games. Maybe that's a bit of what I'm experiencing tonight. I'm not sure. But for me, a referee should only be noticed when it's a game where he needs to be noticed. The rest of the time, we shouldn't be talking about him. And if we're talking about the referee, it's normally because we don't think that the referee in the game to the standard that we should expect from a professional referee. And I'm not being funny, guys. There's not been that much nastiness in this game. It's not, it's not like Celtic v Rangers or Tottenham v Arsenal, is it? This is a title race, and it's two teams that know each other well, but they haven't got that intense rivalry like for example, like I just made the point of Arsenal v Tottenham or Liverpool v Everton or Liverpool v Man United. There's just not that same rivalry. So, I wouldn't say I've seen anything necessary for the amount of yellow cards we've had in this game tonight. Like I said, I'm starting to think maybe these referees earn commission. 80 minutes, just over 80 minutes gone, guys. Newcastle fans in the corner there, showing real passion to get behind their team. I love seeing that. I do. It's great to see the Geordie fans enjoying their football again. It's been so long for them fans enjoying football. I know because I did a lot of studying and I was building the channel when it was all going off with Mike Ashley up in Newcastle. So I know how much it means to the Newcastle fans just to be competing. This is a really special season for them. And corner comes in from Newcastle and it's headed away by Arsenal, but only as far as the edge of the box. And now Newcastle pick it up again and another cross into the box. And it's, it came close then. Just headed on and went across the face of goal. But the Newcastle player at the back post there just unable to get anything on it. And it's gone out behind. I think it's gone out for a goal kick. But that was close. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's what the sort of thing I expecting to see now. We're getting towards the latter stages of the game. 82 minutes gone, so 8 minutes left plus stoppage time. And if Newcastle are going to do a smash and grab, this is where we can expect it, innit? Sorry, Joey's saying power trip. Absolutely, yeah, totally. I couldn't have said it any better, Joey. Well said, mate. That's the reality. Some of these officials are trying to either on a power trip or they want the attention from themselves. Well, I'm sorry, but if you wanted the attention, then you should have tried to be a professional footballer. Because we don't want referees that want attention, do we? We want referees that do what they're supposed to do: referee the game fairly and to a professional standard. But yeah, I think you're spot on there, Joey. It's with some referees, it's definitely got to be a power trip on it. They're drunk with the power that comes with it, and I think we've seen that with some of these stuff that's been going on the touchline. And now Newcastle in possession on that far side as they look to try and break into the box. But now Newcastle forcing Arsenal to defend in numbers. As Newcastle now play the ball across the field through their midfield, across the centre of the pitch and out to this near side. And a chip over the top, crossed into the box. Or it's too much pace on that ball. And they've got a man out of action on the far side. Newcastle. The ball was just pinged over there, and the player didn't even react to it. He seems to be struggling really badly there with some kind of injury or something. And now the ball's up the other end of the pitch, and on the near side, Arsenal managed to get into the box, and it's pinging about a bit. But now Newcastle managed to get possession and bring it out. But I've lost it again, and now Arsenal look to build again midway inside the Newcastle half. As the ball goes out to Saka on the far side, and he comes looking to break into the box, but unable to get past the Newcastle defenders. And Arsenal trying to claim a penalty. We really don't want a penalty at this late stage, do we? That'd spoil it, wouldn't it, guys? We want to see this either won or lost through the play, not through a penalty decision. Yeah, a great defending from Newcastle in this one up to now. And it's cleared by Newcastle out on this near side for a throw-in. And there goes the referee again, stopping play. And Arsenal becoming frustrated with that. We've got a Newcastle player down in the box, just on the edge of the box. And Arsenal fans booing like crazy here because Newcastle have got a player down injured. It'd be different if it was their own player, wouldn't it? You could understand this if Newcastle were winning, but it's a draw. It's a draw, guys. Come on, it's a draw. I can't see Newcastle going too much out of the way to stall and waste time for a draw. If anything, it just might be a bit of fatigue and a bit of, just a bit of players struggling with match sharpness through the fact that we've had the unusual winter break. Joey saying, laugh out loud, you're right. Common sense is very limited these days. Yeah, like I said, I think you can only get it now on the stock market, mate. They've probably got a price on it in the New York Stock Exchange. Sorry, if I don't laugh about it, mate, I'll cry. Because honest, like I say, for guys like us, common sense is just the normal thing that we expect. But these days, it's not something we can presume to expect, because it's amazing how many people out there just don't show any common sense in it. Joe Willett coming off, and Alan sent Maxime coming on for Newcastle. And Arsenal there with a foul throw, but the referee allows them to get away with it. That was a foul throw for me. You're not supposed to throw it down like that. You're supposed to actually properly throw it. Arsenal breaking into the box, and a shot, and it's saved by the keeper. Brilliant save there from the keeper. And now Arsenal back in possession, midway inside the Newcastle half, as they look to try and build again for another opportunity. Ball straight down the middle as they break into the box. And now Newcastle clear the ball up the field. And Arsenal at every opportunity here trying to claim for a penalty, which is so bad. It's so bad Arsenal resorting to that kind of stuff. Come on. This is Newcastle, for crying out loud. None of us expected them to be up there. And now Arsenal realising the game's not starting to get away from them and they're potentially going to draw. There's been a few opportunities now where they have tried to claim a penalty in the box for stomach of nothing. That's a great save that by the Newcastle goalkeeper. So we got a free kick for Arsenal just on the edge of the centre circle inside the Newcastle half of the pitch. And ball forward, and it falls straight to the goalkeeper. Wasted opportunity there for Arsenal. But yeah, thanks for that, Joey. Like I say, mate, I'm sorry if I'm rambling on about it, but this referee's kind of bugged me a bit tonight. I suppose we're going to find that as we continue to do these match watch along. Some games I think I'll be fine and not notice the referee, and then other games they're going to stand out to me like a sore thumb, and you'll probably hear me being rather outspoken about the standard of refereeing. Because come on, guys, we pay a fortune. We go to support our team. We pay a fortune, and all we ask for is a referee to referee games professionally. And believe me, I've been to a few games since my club Bolton have been in the lower leagues, and the standard of refereeing down there in League One, League Two is shocking, guys. Honest, we think it's bad in the Premier League, but go down there and League One and League Two, it's like amateurish. It really is. And bear in mind, I know it's League One and League Two, but it's still a professional football league, so we still should have a professional football referee in charge in a professional football league. But as you go down the football pyramid, you notice the standard of refereeing does drop if you watch the games quite regular. And now Arsenal in possession out on that far side, and they look to break into the box with Saka trying to get in behind the Newcastle defenders for a cross, but it's gone out on the. I think it's gone out for a goal kick. I think 89 minutes gone, guys. Just coming up to 90 minutes, so about to get the added on time. Arteta's going nuts on the touch line about something. I can't work out why, but he's got hands flapping and all sorts, and he's pointing and stuff, which is I always love to see managers quite animated on the touchline. 5 minutes added time, guys. So we've got 5 minutes added time to potentially see a winner at the end of this game. Stevie's saying, think all our predictions are well off tonight. Yeah, I think they are, Stevie. Well said. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think the only thing we got right. Now Newcastle breaking into the box. And, great idea. But Arsenal cut out the ball. You had a Newcastle player run into the box on his own with no support. He held the ball up, waiting for a Newcastle player to come up and support him. And as he tried to put it on a plate for the Newcastle player running up to support him, another Arsenal player managed to get back and cut out the ball. But that was a good opportunity there for Newcastle. If they, like I said, guys, it's very noticeable. Newcastle not prepared to commit too many bodies forward. And now Arsenal chip a ball over into the box, and it just goes out behind for a goal kick. But yeah, amazing that Newcastle can't make more of the opportunities that they're getting when you're seeing that Arsenal are taking a little bit of a risk pushing so many men forward. So 91 and a half minutes gone, guys. We just that means 3.5 minutes of stoppage time left. Long ball up the field from. Sorry, guys. Long ball up the field from the goalkeeper out on that far side, and now Newcastle looking to try and get something going, but Arsenal kick it out on the far side for a throw-in, and that has sent the Newcastle fans going nuts on that far side of the pitch. It's great to see the fans of Newcastle showing that amount of enthusiasm. Like I say, I like to see all fans showing passion, but it's been such a long time seeing Newcastle fans looking happy at a game that I am enjoying it. I've got to be honest, guys. I'm enjoying it. It's been a long time that come on, how many everybody else has been competing in the Premier League, while Newcastle have literally just been in survival mode for a number of years under Mike Ashley, and for a club the size of them, that should be minimum requirement to compete, to try and compete or challenge to compete in the Europa League. It must be so frustrating for all them Geordie fans, knowing the potential the club's got, and it's been held back for so many years under Mike Ashley. But now they're potentially reaping the rewards, and the corner comes in. It's deep. Newcastle tried to head it back in, but a bit too much pace on the ball. And now Joe Allen in possession out on this far side, and it's gone out. It's gone out for a goal kick to Arsenal, but Newcastle certainly trying to make what they could of that opportunity, but I think the ball was just too deep from the corner. And now Arsenal look to build now as they push up the field. 93 and a half minutes gone, guys, so only a minute and a half have got remaining. If you're just joining us, please do drop your comments. It'd be great to hear from you. I'll come back to the chat in a second and just see how this plays out. Arsenal now on the attack, and a ball, long ball straight through everybody into the box, and it's the Newcastle goalkeeper that picks it up. But another wasted opportunity there for Arsenal. They've done that a few times now, tried to pass the ball straight into the box, and just nothing coming of it. It's a bit more hit and hope there from Arsenal, which you don't really associate hit and hope with Arsenal. But I'd say the last 5 or 10 minutes there has been a little bit of an element of that from Arsenal's play. Arsenal with a throw-in on the far side as they take the throw-in and keep possession, passing it back to their defenders on the halfway line, and now build from there. Arsenal now breaking into the box under pressure from Newcastle defenders. And he managed to get in the box on this near side, and a cross comes in. And another penalty claim from Arsenal. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't know if it is a penalty, but what I am seeing is the amount of times Arsenal tried to claim a penalty in this last 10 or 15 minutes of the game has been an absolute disgrace. It really is. It's like they're just looking for a penalty. Let's see. No, there's no handball there. It might have bounced off an arm, but the player knew nothing about it. Absolutely. He's actually, when you see the replay, you can see he's trying to get his arms out the way. And VAR has agreed with it as well. And now it looks like Arteta is actually trying to square up to the Newcastle manager. Both of them having a bit of a coming together there. And Arteta looking to, I think he's looking to get a bit more than just a debate going there. It's bad, isn't it, guys, that Arsenal are looking for a penalty to try and get an advantage in this game. I think that's really shameful. And now the referee has booked one of the players warming up on the sidelines as the Newcastle players, as the Arsenal player looks to take the corner. This referee is a joke with these cards, isn't he? He really is. Throwing comes in. It's deep, long throwing into the box, and it's gone out behind for a corner to Arsenal. But yeah, really, really disappointed with Arsenal. I've always held Arsenal in high regard, but some of the antics they're pulling in this game are an absolute disgrace for such a club with such prestige and ambition to achieve more. It's really bad. Corner comes in, it's headed clear, and then a wild shot from an Arsenal player, and it's high and wide over the bar. Just seeing the managers shake hands. After a minute ago, there was almost jumping down each other's throat. I don't think Eddie Howe was too impressed with Arteta trying to offer him out. It looked like he was trying to offer him out because he was come stand here trying to implying like he wanted a bit more than just a debate, which is really poor to see. But I've got to be honest, guys. Arsenal, I've always held Arsenal in quite high regard for a London club, but I'm really disappointed with them in this game. I can't believe they resorted to trying to claim so many penalties in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. It was clearly obvious that Newcastle was starting to frustrate them with some of the behaviour being displayed by the Arsenal players. Watch it back yourself. Maybe I'm looking into it too deeply. I don't know. But from my point of view, I'm really disappointed with Arsenal's players' behaviour and the referee as well. It's really bad that a club with such prestige and is considered in such high regard by a lot of the football world is resorted to trying to claim so many penalty decisions right at the last 10 minutes of the game. They tried to claim more penalty decisions in that last 10 minutes than they did probably through the whole season. So for me, really disappointing. I'm not saying it's not right that we know clubs claim penalties when it's an obvious penalty, but for me, they did it. They did it about 4 or 5 times in the last 10 minutes trying to claim a penalty. There's no way that there was 4 or 5 opportunities in that box where it was a potential penalty. To me, it seemed to be Arsenal just getting really frustrated with the fact that they couldn't break Newcastle down, and that's the reality of it. Newcastle have come. They've done a job on them. You could argue they parked the bus a little bit. And under normal circumstances, I would, if they were playing against a team of a lesser standard, I would probably criticise Newcastle for parking the bus. But where they find themselves this season, coming up against teams or competing against teams that we don't normally consider them to compete with, you can understand why they've chose to use that tactic. For large parts of that game, playing away from home and wanting to give themselves the best opportunity possible to achieve success this season. Let's be honest, from Newcastle's point of view, they would absolutely, no way would they say no to winning the title. But whatever happens from this point, as long as they stay in that top 4 in the league, I think all Newcastle fans will see that as a very, very successful season. So like I say, good game overall, but a little bit towards the end went a little bit sour for me with Arsenal trying to get a penalty decision to give them an advantage in the game. So that takes Arsenal up to 44 points in the league, 17 games played, and Newcastle in third with 18 games played on 35 points. So we see that Man City have got 2 games in hand on Newcastle and 1 game in hand on Arsenal. So if they win that 1 game in hand, that would take them up to 39 points. So that would mean there was still 5 points behind Arsenal at the top. So, yeah, that's the way it ends there, guys. Joey is saying, I think a draw would be fair now. Yeah, absolutely. I think it was fair that it turned out a draw. And I think Newcastle deserved to get something out of that game. Joey also saying long overdue for Newcastle fans. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Like I say, I'm not too bothered what they achieved this season. It'd be great to see them in the Champions League. But like I say, for me as a football fan, it's just nice to see. It's just nice to see the Toon Army, Geordie fans, whatever you want to call it. It's just nice to see them enjoying their football because while the rest of us might have been enjoying football for the last 7, 8 years, 10 years, whatever it's been, up there in Newcastle, they've not been enjoying their football at all, so yeah, for me, like I say, very nice to see the Newcastle fans enjoying their football again. So absolutely, Joey, well agree with that, mate. Thank you very much. Stephen Allen is saying a penalty would be so harsh now. It would. That's why it was disappointing to see Arsenal resorting to that to try and get an advantage. I thought it was really bad because I always hold Arsenal up in high regard, and the reason it annoys me, guys, is because I've seen plenty of games where Arsenal have played the likes of United and Chelsea, and they're complaining that the referee's against them, and they're complaining that they don't get decisions going their way, and they're complaining about the opposition using tactics that they don't see a sporting context. And when I say that, Chelsea v Arsenal particularly comes to mind because over the years, seen some games between those two clubs where Arsenal have had the right to argue that. So the fact that they've argued that when they've played, that other teams have done it to them, it's a bit pathetic that they start resorting to trying to get, 50-50 decisions to go for their way just to try and win the game. The reality is Arsenal just weren't good enough today to break down Newcastle, and that's why they walk away with a point. Accept it. Don't try and cheat to get an advantage or claim a 50-50 to get you the decision to go your way. That's just really poor sportsmanship for me. But that's just my humble opinion, if it means anything. But yeah, like I say, it's just disappointing. Like I say, I've always tried to hold, or I have always held Arsenal in reasonably high regard. So I'm just disappointed to see them resort to that kind of stuff, especially, like I say, considering in the past I've seen Arsenal fans complaining about stuff like that going against them, and then they're doing it. And what made it worse, what got me riled up with it in this game, if you're wondering why I got so bothered by it, was because the Arsenal fans were calling for every slight decision. Every slight decision, they were up on their feet, screaming, creating an atmosphere, trying to pressure the referee and influence the referee's decision. And yet, you watch Arsenal fan TV and just look how many Arsenal fans go on there moaning and complaining when they don't get decisions going their way that they feel they deserve, and they think the referee's being biased, or they think they've got the rough rub of the green with 50-50 decisions going against them. So yeah, that's why it really bothered me a little bit tonight, seeing Arsenal resort to that kind of stuff, and the fact that the Arsenal fans, in the majority of them, prepared to go along with it, but yet they're the first to complain when it goes against them. So it's just bad from that point of view. It's bad. You can't have it both ways. You can't moan and groan and complain when it's going against you and feel like you're getting hard done by, and then you go and try and do the same thing to another team. So yeah, but like I say, just my humble opinion. I think I think maybe it's watching too much of Arsenal over the years. I think that's maybe what's done it. That maybe I see the bigger picture. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I have watched a lot of them over the years. They're probably one of the only London clubs I have watched quite regular. To be fair, it is a very special club, Arsenal, I think. But like I say, they need to eat a bit of humble pie, if you ask me, because they leave themselves open to criticism with the fact that they come out moaning and complaining about certain things, and like I say, they do sing certain things that also make them look a little bit foolish. But like I say, that's just my humble opinion. You guys might think differently, and if that's the case, you're very much welcome to do so. So guys, I'm going to call it a night because I've also got work tomorrow as well, and obviously it's not a crazy busy chat tonight. It was good in the first half. We had some good conversations, some really great involvement, and thank you. Massive shout out to Joey for the amazing support again, mate. It's really, really appreciated. And thank you. Honest, I can't thank you enough. Because like I say, at this early stage in the Fandom project, it is very much about keep grinding it out to get more fans, to help more fans find us. So like I said, these streams can sometimes be a bit long or feel a little bit long when the chat is quiet. So massive shout out to you there, Joe. Really, really do appreciate the support you give in the last few weeks with these streams I've been doing. So thanks, mate. Really, really do appreciate it. Also, Stevie, big shout out to you, mate, for the great work you do in the background. Honest, I can't say that enough. Cannot thank you enough, mate. And also shout out to all you other guys that have dropped in tonight. Can't name you all individually, but you know who you are. Really, really do appreciate it. And I think, like I said earlier in the stream, I think we are starting to build a bit of a foundation of a fan community around the channel. We just need to push on now and try and grow it a bit more so that we start to create more active chats for you guys to enjoy. But like I say, that's it from me for tonight, guys. Hopefully, you guys stay out there, stay safe out there, look after yourselves. And like I say, hopefully, I will see you guys over the next few days as we do some more streams. I might not be available to stream tomorrow because I know I've got a busy day at my normal job tomorrow. So I would like to stream, but I think I might be finding it difficult tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but possibly not. But you will definitely see me back in the next couple of days, even if I'm not able to stream tomorrow. So yeah. Final comment from Joey. Cheers, mate. Been enjoying your streams. Thank you very much, Joey. Really, really appreciate it. Like I say, just want to keep chipping away with it and try and get a few more fans. I'm not bothered about. Obviously, of course, we want to grow the fan community and the project a lot more. But for the minute, it'd just be nice to just add a few more fans to the foundation of fan community we've got, just so we could try and get the chat to be a little bit more active for longer. Because I think we are getting an active chat now quite regular on these live streams. It's just obviously some of you guys have got commitments, which is totally understandable. And obviously, as we progress through the year, I'm sure you guys will have your own stuff going on, personal stuff. So if we've got a few more fans involved, then it should hopefully mean that when some of you guys are busy, other fans will be about to hopefully get involved a little bit more. Just so it's, like I say, creates a little bit of variety and hopefully makes the chat a lot more active for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, thank you very much, Joey. Like I say, really, really do appreciate the amazing support you're showing, mate. Thank you. Honest, can't thank you enough. Because, like I said, I'm very much aware at the minute we are going through the grindy process of just getting more fans to find out about us and getting the channel up and running in a more positive way. I've done a lot of work on the channel over the last couple of years, but it has been in stages because of my work commitments. But like I say, I always knew the time would come eventually where I had to start hitting it with this kind of intensity, and now I'm having to do it. It's a lot of work, but support and encouragement from fans like yourself, Joey, really does help me stay focused and keep doing it. So, like I say, can't thank you enough, mate. Okay, guys, so that's it from me for now. And like I say, hopefully I'll see you again soon in the next couple of days. Stay safe out there, look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.